Welcome to Voices of Nativity, where we sit down with people who bring our mission to life, from students and alumni to parents, teachers, and friends of the school. Everybody, welcome back to Voices of Nativity. I'm so excited. So now I have my partner in crime, and really I say that in all jest. She's an amazing woman. So our principal at Nativity Prep, Jennifer Kremer, my right hand, my left hand, sometimes just leading me where I need to go. This amazing woman has been, I gotta tell a story before we start. Jen, I gotta mess with you. We're going on our 6th school year together, right? Yes, sir. And do you remember my first conversation as I was considering during the pandemic? I told the board, I was on the board, right? I was like, hey, listen, everybody, my predecessor had kind of abruptly left, and I was a little bit frustrated. I'm like, those with the least cannot lose the most. It's a tough time. The world is scary right now, and our babies need, Jen needs support. Like, that team needs support. And I remember that conversation. It turned into, hey, James, let's talk about how you can help this team. So I remember that I said, well, Jen's got to be on my side. Like, I got to have her ride with me. If Jen leaves, I don't know what I can do. So my next conversation before I said yes to Bill and the board was you. And I said, remember we talked, I said, you want to roll with me? I said, yeah, like, come on, Mom, I said, you and I, we're going to do this together. We are going to be here, and regardless of all the nonsense, everything else, and we're going to be the rocks for our families and for our kids. And you're like, let's go. And Jen, I have to say, it has been an unbelievable journey with you.
Well, thank you.
I'm telling you, think about the things that you've been able to put in place when you got in. And I'll go back a little bit, and we'll get into why you came. But I got to go back to when I joined the board for a second, and my first tour. And then I remember hiring you. I remember being on a committee looking at your application, but I didn't get a chance to interview you. I missed that opportunity. Remember, I missed that opportunity. I was working at the Y at the time, and I immediately felt your first board meeting that I sat in. I remember after you left, we had executive session. They call it executive session, when the staff kick. Now I get out too, right? And I remember like, whoa, we got one. It's just, you understand the community and the culture, and you meet people where they are. And so I thank you. And I want to know for the audience, like, I get to see you every day, but they need to know. And I get to work with you every day, so they need to know. But what drew you? Because it was a win. My first real meeting with you was your first board meeting, because I missed the interview process.
Sure.
And then I knew I had to have you on my team to even step into that moment to be the president. And what really drew you to Nativity? What was like that? What was the thing for you that said, okay, this is where I align personally, professionally, spiritually, and I want to be a part of something special?
So my background was I had been at Catholic schools in an urban setting my entire career, at the Nazareth schools. And then I was an urban youth minister at multiple parishes. Right. They were clustered, so it was 2 groups of 3, including the cathedral. And then I also worked as like an administrator at St. Monica's on Genesee Street. That involved a lot of outreach and all of the ministries that go along with a church. And one phone call from Sister Donna Del Santo, who is a sister of St. Joseph, and she said, this school is you. And Sister Donna's been a mentor of mine since I was 12 years old, when I was parishioner at Corpus Christi, and she was a nurse, and then received the vocation to the sisterhood. And she was just someone that I could always count on to talk to. And so I met with her, and then she said, just give them your resume and take the interview. And immediately when I walked in the doors, I felt like I was home. It smelled like home in every Catholic school that I'd been to before. And the students, I just couldn't believe I was in a place where I could feel community as soon as I walked in. Yeah. And it was overwhelming, and my heart felt, everything that I had experienced up to that point was small compared to the hugeness of the experience that I felt walking through the doors. And I didn't feel that way at the interview. I was nervous like I am today. But as I grasped what was happening here and what the school was doing and what it was about, it just blew my mind. And I wanted to understand. So every day it was a learning curve, like how things happen here, how you recruit students, how you find students that need you, how you balance that with the staff that you have.
Right.
How you staff an extended day school, how all the operations work. So every day was a learning curve, and then the world shut down in COVID, and the game completely changed.
Yeah.
And so that challenge, I think all the challenges thrown at that first year allowed me to be so grateful for what the actual core mission was. And then everything from that point on was getting back to that that normal. And then having you and the energy that you brought made me feel like everything was going to be okay. So, you're an easy partner because I think your level of energy that can speak to the world allows for the children to see that model, like someone's always championing for us. And then my role within the school walls is to do that, encouraging, cheerleading, and also correcting at school. And we together find out what students need. And that's honestly, out of all schools, to say that Nativity is doing what works is so much work, right? And to keep it small, to keep it the student count low, the class size is small, and then to have staff that really are called to a vocation, not just a profession.
Yes.
And then to individually get to know students in a way that makes them safe and ready to learn. It makes them able to stay for 10 hours, 11 hours, 12 hours with a bus ride and want to come back on a Saturday.
On a Saturday, let's go.
It blows my mind. And they do it with joy, and they do it with a sense of community, citizenship. They check each other. They say, you need to do what we're doing, or let me help you with that homework, or you dropped this. That sense of community is so precious. If you could just take one moment and walk into another school, would you feel those things? Right. How do those things happen here? And why is it a struggle everywhere else?
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And I think you we'll go. Finish your thought. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I could go on forever.
Yeah.
As far as a board meeting, board meetings I'm supposed to give a glimpse of what happens in Nativity.
Yes.
And if I could just take what's in my heart and just pour it on the table, because I need our board, I need our donors, I need our community members to know that what's happening here is real. Yeah. And that the mission is alive every single day, even when it's really hard, and then even when there's just constant joy. But what I notice about Nativity is everyone has a piece, right? Everyone has a role. Donors don't even know our students, yet they believe in them. And they'll get the smallest little cute thank you note from one of our students, and that brings them so much joy. Yeah. In order to believe in this mission and give to what the school is all about. But our students are cognizant of all these people that are involved in the mission that they can't see. Yes. And to keep that alive in a way that uplifts them, that they have people who don't know them that believe in them and their success is huge. It's like an impetus. It's like it gives them like intrinsic motivation. They know inside that they can do it, and they don't need anyone telling them what to do. That's a huge change. The fact that we have volunteers from all these area colleges with smiles on their faces, and they have full class loads, and they walk in and they're like, Miss Kremer, what can I do for you today? Blows my mind.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then they feel so much joy that they come to me with ideas. Let's start a debate club. That happened yesterday. And
so
then
cool.
they're talking with other volunteers, other college students about ways to uplift our students, about ways to give our students opportunities, about ways to maximize the hour or 2 hours that they are giving us a week. And they're repeat customers. Like, I can't believe that our volunteers, our tutors, come back every single year. And they say thank you to me when they leave. That blows my mind. And I don't know, James, maybe you feel this way too. I get in my car in the dark hours of the morning. And I say, I can't wait to be there.
Yeah.
That's a luxury. That is a blessing.
Oh.
That's not everybody's story. And I would say that
Amen.
you're part of that blessing. The students are part of that feeling, the volunteers, the board, and the carpenters who started this whole dream.
Yeah.
It is a living, breathing witness to what education could be.
Yeah, that's testimony. You get goosebumps here. Jen, come on now. Like I have to, everything that you said is, I have to affirm it 1000%. The power of that feeling that you just talked about at the end of that beautiful story and testimony is exactly it. You're like, all right, so I got to go deal with this really challenging, whatever it is. And all of a sudden I have a picture of like August or Emerson in my head, or Xavier. I'm like, oh, we're going in. Like I can't wait to have whatever courageous conversation I need to have in my role to support this team, because I get to see that what you're doing and the staff are doing on a regular basis. And I appreciate you. I love my mentorship role that you give me. It is I love meeting people. I love connecting with everybody. I love trying to bring the community in and then going out and find them. But when Ms. Kremer says, Mr. Smith, do you have a few minutes to talk to this young person? I light up like a candle, because I know, for me, why I came to Nativity, just to pivot at least for a second, because that's, you get me every time. My heart so well, is I was a kid. I was a Nativity kid that didn't have Nativity. Right. So I was that kid, middle school, trying to figure out how to take care of my mom and my granddad, trying to figure out how to make money when I can't make money yet because I'm not old enough, and then having some role models around, right, that were, hey, Jay, we can help you out. And I said no forever, right, Jen? You know my story. I said no forever, but I'm like, eventually, when I'm looking at my mom coming home after 2 jobs and still crying and my grandfather's sick, I'm like, I got to do something. I'm 13. What's that mean? And I had someone.
Nothing good.
Exactly, right? So I'm like, all right, here we go. I got to do something. I got some people down the street. They're gonna help me make some money, and I can help my family. And my Nativity was that awesome man that I gotta get you to meet. Keep him in prayer. Awesome man who came in my life through a blind date with my mom. So there's no reason for me to like him at all, because I'm the man of the house. Like, who's this guy coming in my house talking to my mom? But that, I pulled back, right, because I found out he was ex-Special Forces Green Beret. So I'm like, there's nothing my little self can do to this man. So I'm gonna ease back, but I remember him taking an interest in me and saying, hey, little man, like, what's going on with you? And
but James, when you're in school, the students feel that you are interested in them 24/7, no matter how important
100%
of a meeting you have,
doesn't
or
matter.
Someplace you have to go.
Doesn't matter.
Stop everything.
It started 100%. Jen, it started with him. It started with him because he took an interest. He didn't have to. He was just dating my mom. Like, it was the whole thing. Now they fell in love. That's all cool. That was the best thing, God's blessing. But he took the time when he didn't have to. And they didn't fall in love or start getting serious until after he helped me get out of a bad spot. So that stuck with me in my entire life. That man said, you know what? You're important enough for me to stop. I'm not really talking to, but you're important. So for me, when you say I could be getting off a call, when you have a second, you text, can you come see me for a second? 1000%. Because that's how powerful it is. If I have a chance to support what you're doing and what a faculty member is doing, to have a young person understand that they're not alone in this world, that there are challenges that we're going to face from generation to generation, but because of people that love us and believe in us, we can overcome those. Sure. I will find the time. That's what drew me to Nativity.
And I think knowing that, coming into Nativity, it's all about those moments.
It is.
And it's all about...
It is.
Taking a minute to make sure that a student is okay. Because I will tell you, on the whole,
tell it,
they're not okay.
That's right.
And it just statistically in our school, the amount of students that have lost parents,
yes,
that have to illness, to disease, to whatever, is astronomical.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if there is a sign on our door that says, or if this is systemically what is happening to families in our area. But I noticed that trauma that they come with, could be past experiences at other schools. It could be family tragedies. It could be things they're living with now. And the normal progression is that they bring it into school. Yeah. And they're trying to cope. And then they're, and all these things. So having a team of teachers and administrators and a president who lived, recognized, understands where a student might be in their journey is critical in them being able to learn. And it seems like a no-brainer, but the fact that we take the moment to address those things, to go deeper into those things, to get them resources, to have a school where we have a counseling practitioner,
mental health support
from Catholic Family
That's
Services,
right. Partnership.
And partnering with them, and as well as an in-house counselor.
That's right.
And then our students who are connected to RCSD special ed have a counselor on site is huge in them being successful, because it's not just about their academics. I mean, that's number one. But in order for them to achieve and succeed, they need to have so much other things addressed. Yeah. And so for you to share your story, for you to remember your story and always live in that moment, 1 foot here and 1 foot in the future, is critical. And I can't imagine not being able to text you when a student might need you. You know, I know when it's not me that's going to be able to make the difference. Yeah. And, you know, and your personality and your ability to be so present is unique. And it's contributed a lot to some of our students' stories. And, you know, speaking of stories, you smiled when you thought of a few students. We have this rising 8th grade, right? That are not just rising stars, you know, in their personalities, but we've got data that shows that they are beyond ready for high school in September. Yes. So they are performing at higher grade levels than their current grade level. So there's 9th grade. I have some students that have 12th grade reading levels.
That's right.
And the possibilities make us smile, right? Their personalities make us smile. And then the hope of what their future journey is makes us beam and almost cry, because where we started is not where we are now. Yeah. And I think for us, that dream part of Nativity is to always look for ways to move our students forward so that they can feel the success as they go through each grade level. And then the possibilities of where they're going get so much greater, right? So they can say, you know, I have choices. I can choose a private school. I can get a scholarship. I can start thinking about college now. And that comfortability with their own possibilities or their own potential, that self-confidence, that's us. That's Nativity.
Yeah, like that's it.
That's something to be so proud of. And in our last 5 years, this class fills me with the most hope thus far, because of how early it is in the school year, and their scores, their test scores are so high, which is not the most important thing, but I think it gives us a moment to pause and think, how can we keep on doing this? Yeah. Yeah.
That's powerful. And that speaks to, Jen, the journey, right? So you think about, you know, your first year, and the things that you had to accomplish in that first year. And then in that first year, with the world had to shut down. Right. And then trying to help those youngsters finish school at home, and potentially for the 8th grade specifically of that year, we had to graduate them outside. Thank God it was a beautiful day, but graduate them outside. And then now we're talking about fast forward 5 years. That group is going into their sophomore years of college, second year of college. Right. And then every year you talk about your testing. And this is what's really cool. I think I want the world to know is the academic rigor. You know, we're talking about the social, emotional well-being. We're talking about feeding the belly, because you have a fantastic program, breakfast, lunch, and snack every day. Saturday school, you provide treats. You know, I'm gonna say treats, but you know, hey, but you also provide the academics we just talked about. Like those test scores coming back in the first quarter of the year, already where they are, knowing that they're gonna soar in high school. But as you think about that other piece you mentioned, which is the soul, for me, the heart and the soul, right? Making sure we have those in-house services and also those partnerships, because the trauma is real and we want to support that. It's not about labeling. It's not about deficit-based. It's about asset-based. It's recognizing a person's journey. You do that phenomenally well. That was something that we saw early. We're like, okay, what do we do that first year? What's our first investment? What do we go out to our community base and say, hey, we want to expand in? And you're like, mental health, right? Because we had the food program, academic rigor was fantastic. You were building a culture of community and support. And then we wanted to go a little bit deeper with the heart and the soul. We wanted to make sure they knew they were loved and okay, but also to talk about it so we can process that. You created that kind of space for kids and for families too. Jen, you do a phenomenal job. You wear a lot of hats with the principal, but meeting them where they are so they can build that trust. The walls can come down. You mentioned that earlier, and that's important for the world to understand. When you're dealing with things on a regular basis, fight or flight, and now you're asking to trust a new partnership, you got to show that we can be trusted. And you will meet people where they are, students, families, caregivers, doesn't matter. And I think that's fantastic. So kudos to you, my lady. I have to applaud you. I'm looking forward to it. Now listen, I know we got to wrap up. I know our episode's got to wrap up, but I got to say it in the air. I said it with Bill Carpenter, our founder on the last podcast, but I got to say this. My plan for us together, got to put it in the air, is we will together be looking at a future alum running our school.
Yes, sir.
Before we transition. So
yes.
That's me and you, Mama, okay?
Yes.
I appreciate you.
That's the only way I'm leaving.
Let's go. Let's go. Thank you so much, Jen, for joining me today.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, James.